Let's solve homework exercise number 21 from section 3.3. It states, write the statement below in symbolic form and construct a truth table, then indicate under what conditions, if any, the compound statement is true. All right, so the statement is you lock this lock, which is P represents you lock this lock, so is symbolized P, and is a conjunction, that's the symbolization. You lock this lock not worth you lock this lock not worth locking. You lock this lock not worth locking is Q with the not in there. So it's just Q. It's not negation of Q because the Q has got the not in there. Okay, so that's Q. And then you got the comma there. So these two are grouped together because they're on the same side of the comma. Or disjunction, you do not lock this lock. You lock this lock as P, right? So with the not, that would be the negation of P. Okay, so according to what Q and P are given, it would be P, you lock this lock, and you lock this lock not worth locking is Q. Group them together, same side of the comma, or disjunction, you do not lock this lock, which is the negation of P, squiggly P. So then obviously we match here, and it would be choice C, P and Q in parentheses or not P. Okay? So choice C is the correct symbolization. Okay, now we've got to get the correct truth table. So now remember, our statement is P and Q or not P. So in terms of doing this, getting the truth value for the entire statement, step 1 would be not P. So that's why we have column 3 would do first. Then we would do in the parentheses. You could do either one, doesn't matter, P and Q, then you can do not P. That would be step number 2 right there. And then step number 3 would be take what's in column 1 and column 3 and column 4 and put them together with the disjunction, okay? And then that would be our third step, which would be in our 5th column, 3rd, 4th, 5th column, okay? So you can see there's the order. Okay, so now P is true, Q is true in the first row. So negation of P, negation of true would make it false. P and Q, true and true would make it a true statement, right? And is true and both are true. So then this part, P and Q is true from column 4. Negation of P is false. And we're doing it with the disjunction, right? True or false. Remember, a disjunction is true when either one or both of them are true. So the disjunction is true because we got the first statement is true. So there's our answers for the first row, false, true, true, going in the correct order of logical operations. Okay, now we need to go to the second row, same idea, but now be careful to look at P is true and Q is false. So negation of P, negation of true is false. P and Q, true and false. A disjunction is false because it's only true when both are true. And then we have P and Q, what we just did here is false in column 4. In column 3, negation of P is false. So false and false is actually, or false is a false statement. That's the only time a disjunction is false, but when they're both false, it is false. Okay? So there we go. Got our answers, doing it one step at a time according to the logical operations, which one, the priorities, which one is done first. All right, column 3. Now, true, P is false and Q is true to begin with. So negation of false is actually a true statement. So negation of P is true. False and true, that's what P and Q are, is actually a false statement. Because, or false and true is false because an and is only true when both are true. And now P and Q is false from what we just did, or negation of P, which is true. False or true is a true statement, right? An or statement is true when one or both are true. So there's our order of getting our answers from following the order of logical operations for each of the columns. True, false, true. Okay, and finally the last row, both P and Q are both false, right? Both P and Q are both false, so negation of false would make it true. P and Q, false and false, would make that statement false. And P and Q from what we just did in column 4 is false. Or negation of P is true, right? So false or true, again, an or statement, if at least one of them is true, then it's true. So we get a truth value of true for the last column. So again, following the order of logical operations, we get our 3 answers, true, false, true. All right, and now, under what conditions is the compound statement true? Okay, so the statement, let's go one at a time, see which ones are correct. The statement is true when P is false and Q is true. When P is false and Q is true, we are in column, or in row 3, right? P is false and Q is true. The statement is true. If we go here, yes, it is true in row 3. So this is correct. Okay, A is correct. All right, the statement is true when P is true and Q is true. When P is true and Q is true is row 1. And if we follow the entire statement down to the last column, we get a true. So this is also correct. Okay, the statement is true when P is true and Q is false. P is true, Q is false is what? In row 2, the statement is false, right? So it is not true, that is wrong. There are no conditions, obviously. There are 3 trues, so that is wrong too. So A and B both are correct statements. The statement is true in column 3, and the statement is true, or in row 3 and in row 1, okay? So both of those are correct. Check our answer, and indeed that is the correct answer. All right, we're going to stop here on this problem. If you have any questions, send me an email using the inbox in the Canvas course through the FSW portal. This is your math teacher, Dr. Swears. I hope you found this video helpful. If, again, like I said, just send me an email if you have more questions through the inbox in the FSW portal, and I'll answer your questions. And thank you very much.